Don't kill yourself. Hey everybody, wagwan. Welcome to Daily Vitamin D. It's your girl D here. Alright, so today I just wanted to touch on some topics that I think it's very needed right now. I'm gonna talk about how mental health, depression, everything kick in as an immigrant, especially as a Jamaican living overseas. It's not an easy thing. All right, so I've been living in America for over 10 years, a long time, upwards of 10 years. But it still doesn't negate the fact that I'm still depressed, honestly. It's like a big culture shock. And I just wanna talk about the differences what we go through. Because we know it's not easy. Most of it, we left we yard because we are trying to get a better life, or maybe somebody filed for we, one of our family members, do the whole petition, or our spouse, or whatever it is. So let's talk about some of the things that we're Indian, Lord God. Some of the things them where immigrants face. Alright, one, when you just come here, if you don't have no papers, like dog name a supper, especially as a woman. For a man, it's easier because I find that there is more women who are willing, because the women here, honestly, the women are lonely. I find the women are lonely and women are nicer to people, and they are more willing to maybe give somebody them papers, marry them, fall in love, do the whole shebang, whatever. The downside of that for a man though is that sometimes the woman, them be very controlling. They want to tell you what to do. They want to take all of your paycheck. You can't talk to your family. You can't send the money back home. They want to tell you to wash them drawers, or you have to do this. Make sure you clean the house. Watch them 5, 10 pitney that they have, and it all fall down upon you until maybe you break away eventually, right? So that can be depressing. We know the struggles. Next thing what bother me too, and even me go through this, like neighbors. We don't know we neighbors them. You can live somewhere 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, and you don't know your neighbor. Your neighbor don't say hello to you. You could have not dead. I can't forget. Excuse me. I can't forget the time when I moved in this so-called nice neighborhood, right? And me have some issues. Long story short, my plumber the outside and he need a jump. Say, my neighbor them, I call them, one to the other side, I call them, to them, say, yo, hey, can you, give me a jump or whatever. The man, put him driving, the man I gonna say, it's not my car. I don't have a jumper. It's not my car. And then him say, oh, but let me go get the key for one of the other cars. When I say, I sit down and wait in the cold. I mean, in the middle of January, brisk, snow, the panic out, everything cold. Up till now, they have, and then there's nothing to me after that. I mean, there's nothing to them either. So now, they are my enemies. Well, not really. Because if something happened to them, of course, I will help. Anyway, I want blessed God send my other neighbor, them come help me. I thank God for them. They have been very helpful to me up until this day. But that's very rare. Apart from that, the people across the street, nobody know your neighbor. Unless you come from New York, as in New York City, or maybe some places in Florida. But I find too, and this is my experience, when you're living at the ghetto, your neighbor them more likely to talk to you. Because when we live in the hood, but not lie, me and the neighbor them get along better. Yeah, we're not chummy, but my find say in the hood, aka the ghetto, in a fine, they will more likely to help you. Them thief your packages. Everybody know about the thieving packages, but they are more likely to help you, or to say how they do or whatever and talk to you. Alright, so next thing again when we notice too. No social life. Wait, back for the neighbor them. Before I go on the social life. Remember the days when we were at Jamaica and it's like, you can ask your neighbor for something. Sometimes you smell your neighbor food, or you get up in the morning, neighbors, you watch your children or whatever it is. If you see a pitney outside doing something bad, they are free to talk to them and say, hey, don't do that. And, it's not like one time days where everybody could beat your child, because now people fight for that and go to war for that back home. But anyway, I'm just saying that your neighbor can go and ask for some food. Here, you will starve to death. You will starve. Nobody, it's just boring. No mix up now, one. One thing, when you're Jamaica, you wake up, you hear music everywhere. There's music in the streets everywhere. Your ears don't get no time for yam. And when I say my ears yam grass. Your ears don't get to eat no grass when you're at Jamaica because so much noise is vibrant, music, the people them everywhere. You know what I say? Here it's a little bit more orderly, but especially if you live in some quiet place, some neighborhoods where it's just it's just calm. It's like calm. Not saying that calm is bad, but it just kind of boring. There's no social life. Back to the social life now. You work, you come home. You work, you come home. You work, you come home. You might go to a friend house or you go to a barbecue. And I say, yo, no, why everybody over here do something. Everybody have addiction. Everybody depressed, anxiety and depression. That's the number one thing. Everybody have anxiety and depression for whatever reason. And everybody, well, not everybody, but no, I'm always say, yo, nothing that foreign except like for fun. Is either you go to drugs, food, going out to eat, or you go to the club or something. Because what else is there to do? What else is there? And then when you go at work, it's so unless you know how to be a conversationalist or you have a bubbly personality where you can get along with anybody. But most time you can't even run to a joke because they look at you like you have two heads. And I find that a lot of people don't have any personality. As in, not personality. They don't have a sense of humor. It's like you try to make a joke. The joke don't land. The joke, a circle, it still I look for the landing strip. So that's when you just walk away. And then you just kind of either you shut down or you conform. So one or the other is either be like them or just you stay to yourself. So then that also causes depression because it's like you feel so isolated. I remember I've just been like depressed and lonely. It's lonely in America. It's very lonely in America, especially when you don't have a lot of family, or if you do have some family, but you guys are not that close. And trust me, it gets lonely. I remember the days when my eye water used to be like just ready on cue. I would be walking and just crying, sitting crying, driving crying, eating crying. Depression cause it. And then the next thing we'll face as I find too, when if you can't even tell people back home like, oh, I'm so depressed or whatever. It's like for one, they don't care either. They just want money or they want something. If you are not being beneficial to them, then it's like you don't even matter. And then some people think you are so strong. And today I'm just being real. Honestly, today I'm just being real. We're just having a chat. Feel free to comment if you have any advice or whatever, or if your own experiences. No man, I'm gonna say Belge, so I'm gonna cook the food today. But anyway, yeah, I'm telling you, foreign so depressing. I swear, but it's like if you've been here a long time, you have probably built up yourself. So it's like you can't leave. And you're stuck. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's like just a rat race cycle. And you're really just here for the dollars. If we're being honest. Anyway, so I wanted to tell you about too. Like, especially when a winter time, it's worse. Winter time, I don't know if you know about seasonal seasonal depression. Basically, when we lack of vitamin D, we lock up in the house all the time. It's so cold. And our body, we're definitely not getting any sunlight, much less to get the vitamin D. Ladies especially, make sure you not take bully for vitamin D because it takes some of me vitamin D. Anyway, make sure you're taking up your vitamin D. Speaking of which, I need to take some of mine. Jenny! And this is where you be a Jamaican mother. Per my other video we did make. But anyway, I digress as usual. So as me that say, it's not easy for that foreign. It's not easy. Everybody thinks that it's all roses. People don't know some of the struggle that people have to go through. You know me I say? You know in a car, you have to stand up at a bus stop and shiver in a cold. You're shivering in the cold at the bus stop. Nobody cares. It's like it's come like common assault. It's like nothing. I remember the days when I used to be at the bus stop in the winter, snow, and them telling my shoes have hole. And I remember when the snow was just seeping through my shoes. And I said to myself, I said, God, when you gonna get me out of this? When you gonna get me out of this? Some moments where I just felt like I wanted to just go back home. It's not an easy feat, you know. I remember me at the bus stop and I was just trembling because me never even have a proper coat. Didn't even have a proper coat. And then the shoes was lifting. So by the time I got to where I was going and then come back home, I was like almost full of frostbite. I had, anyway, I'm not going to tell you where there was, but let's just say I had a couple bites. And they weren't love bites, aka icky. No. But there were times when it's like you feel like you want to give up. I just want to encourage you. I just want to tell somebody, say, listen, it may rough, you know. It may rough, but it's doable. It's doable. And everywhere you go everywhere you go is gonna have some challenges at some point. So don't feel like say, well, Jamaica don't have challenges. Your island, wherever you come from, don't have challenges. Everywhere you go have challenges. But at this rate, sometimes you know, you feel like you made a mistake. But guess what? No, we never born with no manual. So we don't know. We never know. Nobody not tell you what to do. We're not a fortune teller if we say do this, do that exactly. No. If God call you for the something or your mind tell you say, yo, listen, I'm gonna do this, then you do it. And you just face the challenges them. And if it work, it work. If it don't work, you go back to plan B. That's all I'm just trying to say. And whoever want this girl, anyway. So this girl, she was just expressing how she felt. I saw her some days ago. She was expressing how she felt. And imagine this girl wanted to kill herself. And I was like, don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself. Whatever you do, baby girl, don't kill yourself. Because as bad as it is, life nice, you know? Life nice. Yeah, we don't have the money. We may not have the house or whatever we think we want. But life's still nice. We can still joke. You may have even one person can watch something funny online. Sometimes I look and I see how people at my job, how sick they are. Some of them, they can't even get up. They can't even walk. And every day I thank God. I was like, whoa. You know, even sometimes we complain about the work. And I try to stay on the positive side. Just because I already been there, done that, even, you know. So I always try to encourage people. And sometimes we complain about the job. But you know what I tell my coworkers? I say, but guess what? We get to come to work. We get to come to work. Yeah, look at when I carry my vitamin come. Anyway, so as I was saying, we get to come to work. We could not have no job. Because one at a time, we never had work. And guess what? When you not work, nothing more you want than a job. You don't care what kind of job it is. You're willing to do the job. You could have go brush dog teeth. I could have go brush dog teeth. You'd have do it. You understand what I say? Any kind of job, you would have do it. So the good part of the story is, after you go through everything, at some point, is either you're going to make a plan, is either you stay here, you enjoy yourself, or you go back home, or you find somewhere else. But life is just so short, and we need to just enjoy ourselves. We need to figure out a way to make ourselves happy. Be happy and be grateful with the small things. Find joy in the small things them in our life. You know me, I say you can't stretch out your finger them. You can't eat. Oh, speaking of eating, enough of we use food as we comfort. We use food as we medicine and not in the good way. Because you feel sad, you go eat. You're lonely, you go eat. You're bored, you go eat. You know me, I say, me name some other emotion, but me not gonna do it. You go do it. You go eat. That's not the way. That's how you end up chunky, right? That's how you end up being too chunky. So I just find like we need a support group. We need some sort of something. The next thing I'm here to, as a Jamaican living in a foreign, the food that tastes the same. Yes, some places, especially nowadays, you know, everything you can order up online now. So at least technology help with. But the food here, it does not taste the same. You eat chicken. I remember when I just come here now. When I just come here, the food, first time my auntie cooked some food, give me. She can't cook. But the chicken was just like, ew, yuck. The chicken tasted like medicine. And I said to her, I said, why does chicken taste like antibiotics? Why does chicken taste like medicine? But because she has been here for like before I was born. So you know a long time that. She never noticed that the food tastes certain way. But we miss the food. You know, we miss just going for a walk down the road, and you can just go buy a little box food on the corner and we'll have street food all over the place. And yeah, I tell you, it's like, yeah, it's a lot for miss. It takes an adjustment. But anyway, just keep hanging in there. I'm not gonna talk for too long because if you follow me will chat from now till tomorrow. So it was good chatting with you guys. Drop anything you have to say in the comments below. Like me can't talk today. Drop anything you have to say, and yeah, I'll be back with another video.